signal word. So the only one that we've looked at so far is that word right up here in the top that says first. Okay? What is another signal word that could have helped us determine that this was sequencing? Okay? Dylan. What, baby? The then president one? Is it the then with a hyphen? Okay. So this is a tricky one. Because right here where it says the then president, it's not telling me about the French fries. It's telling me about who was president during that time. And so it's not going to help me sequence French fries. Okay? That's a hard one. All right. Give me another one. Corbin. 1930. Who else has 1930? Very good. What's another date that we had? What's another date? Michaela. Okay, we've got 1850 right there. Then there were a couple more. Lakin. 1950s and 1960s. Okay, do you see how it says when it has 1950s and 1960s together? That means that's one step. It was all happening right here in the 50s and in the 60s. Okay, so now that we have our signal words, let's talk. What is this passage sequencing? So let's use our main idea skills. Ready? What is the passage? What?
All about.
What was this passage all about? French fries. That's our who. What about French fries?
When they were made. And where they were made.
Is it about? But listen, were French fries made in America?
No.
Okay, but this article is all about what? French fries where? In America. How French fries became popular in America. Okay? All right, so step 2, secret ninja mode. I want you to fill in the number 1 box. What was the first thing that we learned about French fries in America? We're filling it in. All right, kiddos. So listen. What was this passage? This is where we're still using our main idea skills. What was this passage all about? What about French fries?
How Americans still like them even though they weren't made in America.
Okay. This passage is putting in order how French fries became popular in America. So when we're filling out our graphic organizer, and when we're talking about what is the first thing that happened so that they would be popular, okay? That's what's really important here. If I can't just type things in if I don't understand what this is all about. This is all about how French fries became popular in the United States. So what I need to type in this box right here is the first thing that happened that made them popular in the United States. What is the first thing that happened that made them popular in the United States? Courtney.
United States was when the President Thomas Jefferson
asked a French chef to make potatoes served in the how? In the French manner. That sentence, this one right here, the first all the way down to French manner, that should be my first sentence in this box. Why is that the sentence that I type in this box?
That shows how they first got started in America.
That shows how they first got started in America. Does that make sense? Okay. So now let's go look at box number 2. Let's look at box number 2. In this box, I'm going to type in the second step that French fries took to being popular in the United States. Let's just talk it out. What is the second thing that happened in our passage that shows that French fries were becoming popular in the United States? Go look at your keywords that you highlighted. What is the second thing the author told us that happened to make French fries popular in the United States? Okay, we're not typing because I've asked you a question. What is the second thing that happened in the passage to show how French fries were becoming popular in America? What's the first signal word we highlighted? Shout out.
The first.
What's the next one we highlighted?
18.
That tells me that now we're talking about how French fries were starting to become popular in the 1850s. What happened in the 1850s?
They were referred as French fried potatoes until
Nope. Very, very good. Dylan, read that real loud for me, please.
a recipe for French fried potatoes has been found in a cookbook from the 1850s.
So they started becoming so popular that they found a what? A recipe in a cookbook. So what sentence should I have typed right here? That one that Dylan just read. A recipe for French fried potatoes has been found in a cookbook from the 1850s. Great. Now what's step 3? What's the third thing the author told us what started happening? What's the other signal word we highlighted right after 1850s?
1930s.
Okay, so let's read what happened in the 1930s. Someone raise a hand. What happened in the 1930s? Noah.
They were getting more popular, and then Americans dropped the word potatoes and started referring to them as French fries.
Good. They were referred to as French fried potatoes until the 1930s, when Americans dropped the word potatoes and started referring to them simply as what?
French fries.
Good. What's the next thing that we circled? What about step number 4? What's the fourth thing that happened for them to start becoming really popular for us? Morgan. Okay, that's fine. Brennan.
They gained in popularity with the growth of the fast food chains that took America by storm in the
1950s.
and the 1960s.
Good. Do we understand how we lay out our information?
No.
What do you not understand?
Wouldn't that be first?
No, baby. Listen, I'm not just picking sentences to write down. I'm talking about the events. Well, this passage we said was all about how French fries became popular in the United States. I need everyone to stop working on their computer and look at me. This passage is all about how French fries became popular in the United States. So then that's what the author is sequencing. That is the structure that the author used. The author wanted to tell us about the history of French fries in America. So he chose sequence, and he put all these things about French fries in order so that we would learn how French fries became popular in the United States. Our job then, after we find those signal words, is to go, okay, I have all these signal words, but now let's talk about it. The first thing what happened is that Thomas Jefferson asked for them. The second thing that happened is that they finally started putting it in a cookbook. The third thing that happened is that they stopped calling them French fried potatoes. What did they call them?
French fries.
French fries. And then the last thing that happened is that they started becoming really popular when?
In the 1950s and 60s.
Okay? Does that make sense? I'm not putting the sentences in order. I'm putting the events in order. What things happened in the passage that the author wanted me to know? And he used those words to help me know when they happened. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Remember, when are we working on this goal? All the way to when? So if we struggle today, is that okay?
Yes.
Why?
We got plenty of time.
This is only day 1 of you looking at sequencing. This is it. This is day 1. It is okay to struggle, and it's okay to be unsure, okay? So what we are working on is just using it, going over it over and over and over again, getting really comfortable with it, and practicing, okay? We're not done here. This is what we're going to work on for weeks and weeks and weeks, okay? So if this was difficult for you today, that's okay. But what I do need you to do when you do your exit ticket is to make sure that you rate your understanding and you're honest with me. Don't put a 4 there and tell me that you can teach it to somebody else if you struggled with this today. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay, all right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go do our exit ticket. Exit ticket or it should say sequence exit ticket 1. You're going to answer some questions about sequencing. You're going to rate your understanding. And then when you're done, there's an IXL assignment up. It's not called text structure. It's called IXL cause and effect. Or there's going to be one IXL sequencing. You can pick either one. Do we understand instructions?
Yes.
Let's go get started. Virtual kiddos, complete that exit ticket for me. And let me know if you have any questions or need any help with what we're working on.